video is the long-awaited driving video. For those who have watched my intro, you know I've hinted at it. It was actually the first thing I filmed. It's kind of what triggered this whole thing. And then I lost the SD card. But my dad found it. Thank you, Papa Dave. Go watch me birding with him. And so we can now bring you the driving video. This was back in September. I'm gonna kind of walk you through. You will see I filmed while driving the whole time in 5 different exotic cars. So the audio might be a little off because those cars were loud, especially the convertibles. Go figure. The Lamborghini, that engine, it was loud. So I hope you enjoy. It'll be a little bit different paced than all of the hiking videos, which is great for all of you who are bored of me walking through trees. I bring you the driving video. The company I did this with is called GT Exotics, located just south of Hamilton. I will post a link in the description. I was fortunate enough to have a very generous friend help me out with the cost of this trip since it was on the pricey side. I will say if you can afford it, it was definitely worth it. I was able to drive 5 expensive cars that day and it was a lot of fun. Here's me with all 5 cars. I'll go through them one by one as we drive. I decided to channel my inner Bond girl, but what they don't tell you in James Bond is it's hard to get out of those expensive cars in short dresses. Might have flashed a few people. First up was the Corvette, and I will say I don't know if I have a bias because it's the first one I'm in or because it is baby blue, but it was definitely my favorite of the day. Next up, we have the Acura Nsx. I had never even heard of this car, and you can tell by how much I get confused by the name, but apparently it's one of the fastest on the road. Yeah, hair now in a braid. I also think I had it in their favor that I was the single woman, and I think they were pretty happy that, you know, I didn't have to make awkward talk for 3 hours or something, but that's what's happening here. This is definitely the one I was the most excited for, and it lived up to its expectations. I mean, not built for road driving, but what do you expect with a Ferrari Spider? So not a lot of footage of me in the Ferrari, quite frankly. It's so, I want to say gutted, that there's nowhere to put a GoPro. It's time for the Lamborghini. I think the Lamborghini is the one that everyone else was most excited for. Not that I wasn't excited for it, but everyone else loved the idea of me going in a Lamborghini. All right, we're in the Lamborghini. It's loud. I think my hair is more wild in here than the other two convertibles because the windshield doesn't come up as high. It is definitely, like, in comparison to the Ferrari, looks about 100 years more modern. Like, there's so many buttons in this car, I don't even know. To say that, you won't, I don't know if I mentioned this, you won't have a lot of footage of me in the Ferrari because there was just nowhere really to put a GoPro. Rather than in the other cars, I'm hooking it onto kind of the doors, or I think it was the Corvette, I could have it in the cup holder. Most of these don't have cup holders. Hilariously, to give you a bottle of water, it has to sit on the passenger seat. I don't know what the people with passengers are doing. Yeah, this is a good time. Also, the Ferrari doesn't have a park. It can only go into neutral, so the guy has to come out and hold the car so that it doesn't go anywhere. It was pretty funny.
say that the people who drove it previous to me got in trouble for revving the engine too much. Personally, as someone who has driven manual, it came in handy for this one as it was only one of two with a gear shift, even though it didn't have clutch to worry about. The guys behind me actually complimented my driving. Thank you very much.
Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow. Oh, God. And I thought the braid would help. We're in the Mclaren. How I move my seat up. Mystery to everyone. We'll just be relaxed on this one. I'm excited for my hair to look back to normal. Maybe.
And last but certainly not least was the Mclaren. You'll see, honestly, at first I wasn't that impressed, but it's one of the ones that is built for racing. When they let us go up to 170 kilometers, I could really see what makes this car so good.
Yeah, I didn't know McLarens weren't just like race cars, but here we are. Something keeps beeping at me and I don't know what it is. So I'll say this is a fun car, and I'm sure it obviously goes really fast since it's one of Formula One, but it doesn't feel different than driving my Hyundai Elantra. Which I guess, I mean, it's smooth, it's whatever. So if I rate the cars, Corvette was my favorite. It was the first one I was in, but it just felt like my hair was crazy, but not as crazy as the Lamborghini. It felt like a spaceship, which gave a really cool effect. There was just so many buttons, so that was a lot of fun. The Ferrari was fun, but I don't know. It's just like, again, I think if we were going stupid fast, then maybe, but quick stop there as everyone else changed drivers and we took pictures. This car doesn't have a park, which is really weird. Yeah, so I think I was rating before we stopped rating the cars. So Corvette is my number one. That was amazing. I'm trying to think. I don't even know. Like, the other ones are really fun. Lamborghini, if I didn't have so many hair problems, and the Lamborghini was fun because you do manually shift still, even though it's an automatic car. I guess it just doesn't have a clutch. So you felt more in control. My hair was a problem. This one's fun, but like when you're inside of it, it doesn't feel special. The one I still don't know the name of, the second car I was in, it's the back car, the Nsx. I'll look it up, and then we'll edit this whole video with little things that say what it is. That one was super fun. It also kind of felt like this, where it wasn't anything. Maybe it's because they're not convertibles. Maybe that's what it is. I'm holding a grudge against the non-convertibles. And then a Ferrari is a Ferrari. Like, I mean, I don't think you're supposed to, drive it every day. You're definitely not supposed to. The Lamborghini had the least comfortable seats. I will say that. The Lamborghini had the least comfortable seating, which is an interesting. Yeah, but again, I guess. Well, I've seen more Lamborghinis on the road than I think I've seen anything else. But they're. I don't know. I mean, none of these cars are really
that type of a person who can